Obviously, haven't seen all the film yet, but I thought command was good. I think there's certainly some things, in a first start in a long time that we have to clean up. But I like how he threw the ball. I liked his running ability out there. He just gave us life.
I think he had 7 passes for at least 20 yards. How important are those explosive plays? Finding that balance?
Yeah, I think it's critical. We addressed it, John, and I think for us, obviously taking care of the football, which I thought we did a really nice job of there, and then explosives is always going to be the next category that we're always looking at. So, cleaner operation, less inflicted wounds. Good to see that.
How important is it to get those tight ends involved? He hit both of them for touchdowns, almost had another. So there could have been a couple more even on
Sure.
just a few inches away on some things. How important was that?
I think it's critical. I think both those guys have done a really nice job. And having Boyer's been tremendous as well. Thought he's given us a lot of valuable snaps. So, again, we were putting the pieces together. We really feel the tight ends, Kendrick Law did some nice things. Obviously, our backs are 2 physical players. And it was good to see some improvement this week.
Speaking of the backs, how about Seth? What have you just consistently liked from him throughout the season so far?
He's a worker. We've known that since he's been here. He's about as professional college players I've been around. He goes out there every single day and works like it's a game, and I think he's getting the rewards of it on game day. I just feel can't be more proud of a guy for the amount of work he puts in, and we just got to keep pushing through.
Right before those offsetting penalties, were you guys trying to get him number 4, tie that record for single game touchdowns?
Well,
or just
I have no clue what the record is and all that, but there's a lot of commotion there, and back and forth, who's the penalties on and whatnot. We got to clean that last drive up, but again, a lot of good coming out of it.
Bush 7 for 7 in the red zone. Anything specific you can point to? Anything you liked in terms of why that efficiency tonight?
I think it always starts with being able to run the football, and then obviously in critical situations, good to see some of those throws happen there. And so, got to keep it balanced. Weren't as one-dimensional. I think that's what's critical. The ability to run the ball, pass the ball is going to be critical for us.
What you said in the preseason that you liked this offensive line, you're a quarter of the way through the season. What have you seen?
I think they've done a really nice job. I really do. I think they've, in really all 3 games, controlled the line of scrimmage. We've been able to run the ball well. Again, it always comes down to us being as balanced as we can, and our ability to throw the ball today was a plus to take some pressure off of the run game. Everybody knows that it's week in and week out. We need to keep taking the next step. We think we have a chance to be good.
What's your message to the team heading into the bye week?
I think it's been constant improvement in my mind, even from week 1 to week 2, and maybe it didn't feel as much there, but it was about us this week. It was about us cleaning it up, taking care of what we needed to take care of. I think they saw the effort they put in this past week, and I think they just got to understand it's got to look like that week in and week out in this league.
How do you feel about Cutter's decision-making, when he ran it, when he blocked it with some guys?
Yeah, I liked how decisive he was, throwing the ball down the field. More than anything, I loved the vertical runs, and just when things were there, I thought he made plays, but when things weren't there, it's the ability to provide a spark and go run for a first down, which certainly helps us. So we just got to keep playing with that kind of energy, because that's critical in those moments.
If anybody needs Josh over here before he takes off.
One play, I don't think he completed the pass, but he clearly stepped up in the pocket. How important is that? Just have a quarterback step up and in the pocket and make a throw.
I think it's critical. It's a testament to him, even though maybe he wasn't out there playing in the first 2 weeks. It was a huge emphasis for us in the quarterback room, climbing up in the pocket, becoming a vertical runner. And so it's a testament to him that although maybe he wasn't taking those reps, we can't make the same mistakes twice. And so I think that's a huge plus for us.
Bush, you scored more points tonight than you did in the first 2 games combined. What does that do for the unit's confidence to find the end zone that many times?
Certainly doesn't hurt, and so, again, I've said it. I mean, I think the frustrating part for us has been the self-inflicted wounds that we've had early on. I think we can be aggressive, we can go make plays, and the explosive plays and the points for us is a huge plus tonight.
Well, so how's it feel?
It was good. It was good. It was fun. Had a lot of fun out there today.
How much more comfortable did you feel today as opposed to like the finale last year against Louisville?
A ton, and it's a lot of thanks for the other 10 guys in the field. The 5 guys up front do a lot of work. I don't know if there's another 5 guys I'd rather have in front of me in the country. But those dudes can ball, and they give me a lot of time. And the dudes on the outside, we got weapons all over the place. So it's really easy being out there with all those guys for sure.
What is it between you and the tight ends? It feels like y'all got a pretty good thing going.
Yeah, I got to hit my roommates for a touchdown tonight, both of them. But that was just kind of how it was. Kind of the ball just came to them. You know what I mean? The play was called, and that's where the read took me. I was just happy I was able to give them a chance to make a play.
Does that mean you don't have to pay rent this month?
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
Do they stay in your ear, like throw me the ball?
No, Josh and Willie are 2 good dudes. But I mean, yeah, we joke about it. You know.
What was your approach to that? Did you just stay in the moment, or were you thinking before this game, I play well, I've got a chance to take this job?
Yeah, no, I just stayed in the moment. I feel like that's been a big thing for me. Is just not making things more than they are. Kind of staying to me, staying true to myself. And I've prepared every week like I'm the starter, and I've just maxed out my preparation to make sure I'm as comfortable as I can be when I get in there, and that's paid dividends.
You guys were hitting them down the sideline pretty well tonight. Some great catches were made. How important was it to you to get in that field and hit those tight windows early on to get comfortable back there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's something we do every day in practice. Like I said, we got dudes out there on the perimeter, and it's just it's nice to be able to give them the rock. You know, that's my job, is to be able to give them the ball and let them make plays in space. And I feel like there's a few plays I left out there on the field tonight where I could have been a little bit better, but overall, those dudes make plays for sure.
I saw Zach talking to you on the sideline quite a bit. You know,
sure.
Your game with you.
Yeah.
He helped you with the most today. What was the guy's
No, Zach does a ton for me. He has a ton of experience, and that's a guy I can kind of go to on the sideline. Him and Bo have so much experience that I'm able to go to them and talk about anything. And then just kind of, I'm seeing stuff out there. I can talk to Zach and Bo about it, and they can give me feedback on that. And it's, they know ball, so it's really nice to have them too over there, always being in my ear for sure.
What was going through your head on the play where you had to escape the pocket and you found Josh down the sideline?
Yeah. I got to put a little bit more on that. I left him there a little too long. It was in the back of the end zone. I should have put it on him earlier.
I was talking about the one where not in the end zone, but the one on the sideline. And you might have had Willie
early on,
and you had to roll right. I think you were supposed to boot the other way.
Yeah, that play just kind of broke down. And I just made a play.
Speaking of dudes, Seth McGowan ran the ball. How nice is it to have him back there?
Yeah, it's nice to have 3 and 2 in the backfield for sure. It's nice to turn it off and hand the ball off too. They're really good, so it's just back to that comfortability piece that gives me another level of comfortability for them to being back there with me all the time.
We saw you after leaving the stadium, your family and a bunch of friends are out there. How cool was it just to have that moment with
That's
them?
awesome. That's the biggest thing for me is my friends and family. My family has just been so supportive my entire life, and I'm so happy they're all able to be here on every game day, and that just means the world to me to have them all there. So it's awesome.
Cutter, talk about your connection with the tight ends.
We got great chemistry. Willie and Josh are my roommates, so we're always around each other. And the plays were called, and the read just kind of took me to them. And like I said, I was just happy to be able to give them a chance.
I know you say you approach every week like you're the starter, but now you got 2 weeks before really that SEC
sure.
schedule. How do you approach these next 2 weeks?
We got to really take advantage of this bye week and really prepare. We're going to get back to it tomorrow, getting started on South Carolina. But just going into SEC play, it's kind of nice to have this bye week to get a little bit more time, get our guys' legs back for sure.
Better to keep peace in the apartment. Once you throw a touchdown to one roommate, do you have to throw one to the other?
I hope that's not the case, but I got it done tonight, so it'll be a pretty peaceful night.
You talked about how important your friends are too. You got to see one of your friends from last year, Tanner, on your sideline. Did you get to catch up with him after the game?
Yeah, for sure. I'm really proud of him. He was my roommate last year. He's the one. He moved out when he transferred to Eastern Michigan, but me and him are super close. I'm super proud of him for doing the things he did on the field, and I hope he keeps going.
What are some of the positives you think you can really build on from this, and maybe all right, this is where I need to take a step forward?
There's a lot of places. I feel like my operation piece, there's a few things I got to clean up, and actually I got to make a few of those throws. Like off platform, like the off, just like the plays where I'm rolling out of the pocket. I got to make a few of those, and that'll come though. But yeah, overall, I think we did good tonight. We were really comfortable. We kind of got in the flow. But I felt really good.
Last one.
Yeah, I think it is good for the morale of these guys to get that win, get that nasty taste out of our mouth from last week, and you take that energy into this week. Getting ready to get on the road against a pretty tough environment in South Carolina. So we're not taking any breaks. We're back at it full speed on Monday, and that's mostly what I'm looking forward to.
What do you think of Cutter?
I think Cutter did great. I think he was really dialed in throughout this week. That's also kudos to Zach. I think he did a great job of keeping his head up, keeping Cutter's eyes focused, and Hamdan being on those guys pretty hard. Hamdan's a great coach, and I don't believe any of our lack of success last week was reflective of all of the scheme or of the offensive approach, the plan that we have. I think we just got to go out there and execute every single time, and that's a living on a living thing. So Cutter did great though. I'm super proud of him, how he stepped up. That was huge for us to know that we got two quarterbacks that's dialed in and ready to bring this team some success.
Seth, first game you scored 1 touchdown. Second game you scored 2. Third game you scored 3. How long can you keep this elevating thing going?
I mean, that's the whole goal of this game is you want to be perfect. It's not about I didn't care about my performance last week. I don't care about my performance this week. The only thing I care about is the win. Obviously, I feel like I could have done a lot better. I feel like I still left a lot of yards out there, and that's the stuff that's got to be eliminated. We're seeking for championship football, and you can't leave any yards out there. So that's just something I got to focus on. Just keep getting better, keep focusing in, watching that film, and hopefully keep climbing up.
What's going to be the emphasis for you in the offense during this bye week before you get into this tough SEC play?
I think just keep this energy up, keep this momentum. We made some necessary changes from last week. I feel like the communication was a lot better. I think we were a lot smoother in our operation as a whole. And but like I said, I still think there's opportunities still out there. I still think we left some stuff out there, and that's how I'm feeling. And I think that's kind of the message that I want all of us to be on. And we're excited about getting better this week.
Finally getting some of those explosive plays.
So did you catch that touchdown?
I was hoping Coach Stoops was going to throw out the challenge flag, see it in slow-mo, but refs called it an incomplete pass, and that's what it was. So,
how good was it to get in the end zone later and just actually see some results in the passing game?
No, it was cool. Cutter threw a good ball, great play call by Coach Hamdan over there, and it was a good executed play. And it's always nice getting in the end zone, celebrating with the teammates.
He seems to really like you guys.
The tight ends or Cutter?
Yeah, the tight ends.
You talking about Cutter?
Cutter, yeah.
Yeah, we might live with him or might be roommates and see him every day, It could be something with it, but yeah, that's our boy, and he had a really good game, and I'm really happy for him, and I know he's looking to take the next step into this SEC play. So,
what did that one catch you had down there on the sideline? What did you see on that play?
I think we were running like a naked, and Cutter actually rolled out the wrong way, and he just turned around. I think I just kind of put my hand up, and Cutter just go down through a beautiful ball, and I felt like my feet were, and I looked up the replay, and it was just a great pass and just overall great play. So O-line blocking up front, and that's what I got to do when the ball's in the air. So.
From up top, Willie was standing there wide open at the sticks.
Oh yeah, he said it. He said he was wide open. I think Cutter was just looking downfield. It's the type of kid he is. Wants to go make a competitive throw downfield, and he threw a great pass. So.
How exciting was it for Willie to catch his first?
Oh, I was so happy for him. That's my guy. I actually hosted him on his official visits and stuff. So just to see him like progress as a man and as a player, I mean, he's doing really good stuff, and it's always something you'll remember is scoring your first touchdown. So I was glad I got to be a part of that and support him and hype him up and all that. So.
And you almost got Boyer a touchdown too.
I know. I was so bad. We almost had the trifecta. The trifecta would have been awesome. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but it's coming. Henry Boyer touchdown is coming soon. So.
How good did it feel just to get a big win like this with the offense is working well before you have a week to get ready for the grind of SEC play?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I think there's been a lot of good with the offense, and there's been some up and downs and stuff, and I think we really put it together out there today, and obviously there's stuff we want to clean up from any game, but I think it gives us a confidence boost going in some big SEC games for the next 2 weeks. So